Peter Valley, FBAmaster.com here. You guys, I'm going to cover in this video the top Amazon selling mistakes, the top mistakes I see Amazon sellers making. Success is very often more about what you don't do than what you do. So you might think, what's the value in watching a video about mistakes? The value is you're probably doing some of these. And if you could stop doing them, it's basically, you stop doing these 7 things, it's basically impossible to not make money. If you are doing these things, it's like what the slide says here. It's over for you. You just got to move back into your parents' basement immediately and just play video games for the rest of your life because you have no hope. But those of you who watch to the end of this video do have hope and could potentially one day move out of your parents' basement. So let's get into how you can do that and what we're going to cover. We're going to cover why success as an Amazon seller is as much about what you don't do as what you do. Then I'm going to give you the typo alert. It says 7 biggest mistakes I see Amazon sellers make. Okay, so as I said, third time I'm saying it, success on Amazon is as much about what you don't do as what you do. So this is kind of a guide to addition by subtraction. Anyone can do simple math where they just look at a scanning app and they go, oh, this is worth $20. I'm going to buy this for $1 and then I'll make money. Anyone can do that, right? That's easy. This is about every way you can screw up what is seemingly a simple mathematical equation. Because even though selling on Amazon is really simple, it's wild how people find a way to screw it up. This is an ambulance for your business. That's what this video is. Okay, so mistake number 1, not understanding app data. Again, I shouldn't say everyone. The people that are doing this wrong are overconfident in themselves. They think they can just look at a number and go, okay, that's what I can sell it for. Moving on, maybe don't understand fees. They don't understand sales rank. They don't understand FBA versus merch fulfilled. This isn't hard, but a lot of people screw this up. So understanding app data really just means 2 things. Understand the item's value and the item's demand. Really, really simple. And yet somehow people seem to screw this up. So when you're looking at your app, there's really only 3 data points you need to focus on. Even though there's a bazillion things being blasted in your face on any scanning app, you only need to pay attention to 3 things: the merch fulfilled price, the average Amazon sales rank, and the FBA price if you're an FBA seller. That's it. Now, again, it's not quite that simple because it's about how all these things relate to each other and a bunch of other stuff. So I have a resource for you. And I'm going to do this with each of these mistakes. I'm not just going to tell you what the mistake is. I'm going to give you a free resource that you can access immediately to solve this problem. So if you think you've got an issue on this front, in other words, if you're buying items and they're not selling, or you're losing money, or they're not selling for what you think they should, that all indicates that you have an issue with understanding app data. In other words, you're making bad buying decisions, okay? So I have an article in a video that is extremely detailed, I'll link to it below, called Should I Buy This? How to Read Scoutly and Scout IQ Data, but it applies to any app that you're using. So I want you to read/watch this, and again, I'm gonna put a link below. In the article is also the video, so if you're a video person, just link to the article, watch the video, or read the whole article. That's it. This will solve the problem. I didn't write this to be like, I'm only going to give you 80% of the solution. I'm giving you the entire solution, but you got to take the time to invest in watching the video, reading the article. Before we get to the other 6, let's get this out. Before we get to the other 6 mistakes, let's get this out of the way. My name is Peter Valley. I've been selling Amazon for over 15 years at this point. I'm a super uncool web guy to the website FBAmastery.com. I like writing more than I like making videos. Maybe I shouldn't admit that, but I really like writing more. So you'll get my actual best stuff on the website FBA Mastery, and I made every single mistake here. So this is me pointing the finger at my younger self. That's how I know this stuff so well. I know these mistakes because I made all of them. Also, I'll mention you can build a whole business off of what I give away for free at FBAmaster.com. You can get all these guides totally for free. It's no bait and switch, literally free. FBAmaster.com. Link is below right now. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you do not, I will make sure that your name shows up in the Epstein files. Do you hear me? I swear on everything I will do it. I've got high connections. I know people in powerful positions in politics and industry. I'm going to have them put your name in the Epstein files. So when the Epstein files are released, you will be publicly annihilated, okay? So you can avoid this fate by subscribing to the YouTube channel right now. If you don't subscribe to the YouTube channel, you're an Epstein client. Simple as that. Lastly, I have a repricing tool. It's the best one out there. It's super secret, super cool. It does things no one a repricer can do. Neuroprice.io. Okay. Oh yeah, also I have an article version of this video if you're a reader more than a writer. I'll link to that below. Okay, mistake number 2, scanning too much or scanning too little. It's hard for me to know which one is the more common mistake because I think these might be equally common. So this comes in 2 forms, right? Number 1, being unable to detect clues that separate a profitable book or potentially profitable book from a definitely unprofitable book, which leaves you to simply scan everything. So these are for those of you who are not doing wholesale buys, you're not doing bulk sourcing, you're doing what we used to call it single sourcing, people call it cherry picking now, but like the cherry picking model where you're buying books one at a time, right? That's probably most of us. So if you are scanning everything, or you're not scanning everything, but you're just scanning indiscriminately, you are scanning too much. Okay, it means you don't have a good radar on how to separate a profitable book from an unprofitable book simply by glancing at it for 1/10 of a second, and that is a skill you can learn. Okay. On the other side of this, there's those of you who think that only a few book categories are profitable, and you're limiting yourselves to those, and you're ignoring potentially 90+% of profit. I see this all the time as well. So I'm going to give you a free resource that will solve this problem. I have a free book. It's an ebook. You can actually buy the actual paperback on Amazon if you want to, but you can get the ebook for free on fbamaster.com. I'll put a link below. It's called 100 Books That Sold for $100. And what I do is I analyze 100 books that sold for a significant amount of money, and I explain to you why they were profitable, because value when it comes to books is not random. People think it's random. It's not random. They're actual clues that you can assess in a split second that will separate a profitable book from an almost definitely unprofitable without using your scanner. And again, you always use your scanner to confirm, right? But this is a skill that you must learn. Really, really like crucial stuff here. And so I go deep into that subject in this book called 100 Books I Sold for $100. And it's not just screenshots of books. It's literally me analyzing each book. So it's really important stuff. A link below. Mistake number 2, overloading. I see this all the time. This is for those of you newer sellers. Overloading on infrastructure too soon. This is the wildest thing, you guys. People are like, I'm going to become an Amazon seller. And so like, all right, I'm going to sign up for a repricing tool. I'm going to sign up for a scouting app. I'm going to sign up for a listing tool. I'm going to sign up for Inventory Lab. I'm going to sign up for this online arbitrage widget. I'm going to sign up for this other online arbitrage widget. And they just start loading themselves up on all this infrastructure before they've even made their first dollar. Here's the thing, you guys. Most what we call infrastructure, software, tools, hardware, whatever, most of the stuff you buy after your money is coming in, not before. You've got to prove the concept. You need to actually go out and start making money before you invest in 99% of this stuff, okay? I'm going to give you the order in which I recommend that you invest in tools. There's 3 kinds of tools you can invest in. Tools that will accelerate your business at the very beginning, tools that will accelerate your business after you have momentum, after money's coming in, and tools that are optional no matter what stage of the business you're in. And I see a lot of people, I shouldn't say most, a lot of people loading up on all 3 of these before they made their first dollar. Totally insane, okay? More tools does not equal more money. So here's the order I want you to invest in tools, okay? And this is a specific order. This is not me just like talking. This is actually the order. Number 1, and I would recommend you do this before you made your first dollar, start a free trial to a scanning app. Number 1. Number 2, once you've acquired inventory, and maybe not even immediately, maybe you want to acquire a significant amount of inventory, then you invest in a listing tool, because listing on Amazon is super painful. Then a repricer. Only after you got inventory live for sale do you invest in a repricer. And everything else comes after that. Everything else comes after that, okay? Don't invest in a single thing, 1, outside this order, but 2, outside this list until you've got money coming in, okay? That's it. And I don't have a free resource for that because this is the only resource you need, what's right here on the slide, okay? Mistake number 4 that Amazon sellers make is ignoring Amazon sales rank. Or actually, it's kind of 2 sides to this. There's ignoring it, which is the most common one, but then there's like overemphasizing it or misreading it in general. And I'll give you a free resource that will solve all these problems here in a second. So this is the easiest mistake to make when you get started, probably the easiest on this list. You either choose to decide that sales rank is irrelevant, or you misunderstand how to read it. Or I guess there's a third one, which would be you sort of get that it's important, but you think it's like, oh, it's like some sort of like, oh, it'd be nice if the sales rank was good, but it's not necessary. Like you don't really understand how important it is. So how to fix this fast, I have a free guide, I'll link to it below, called Understanding Amazon Sales Rank for Books. Now this is specific to books, but it will give you kind of a high-level overview about how Amazon Sales Rank works for every category. So even if you're not selling books, I think it'll still have a tremendous value for you. I also have another one called, it's a sales rank chart that I also think is really valuable. And probably, actually, I would say this: if you're selling books, download this, what you see in the slide here. If you are not selling books, download my sales rank chart, and I will also link to that below. It's a separate resource. Okay, mistake number 5 that I see Amazon sellers make is freaking out when something doesn't sell immediately. This is wild. I get these emails. It's people like, oh my God, like I listed this thing for sale. What's going on? Like, because I have a repricing tool, people like, your repricing tool sucks. Like I just listed it for sale. It didn't sell within 1.6 seconds. Sorry, I'm laughing at my own jokes. But it's crazy. It happens all the time. You need to understand that there is no commandment from God that because you list something for sale, it's got to sell within 6 seconds. That literally doesn't exist. I've read the Bible 100,000 times. I've read every single text. I've read the Quran. Nowhere does any religious figurehead or religious deity ever say that Amazon sellers must purchase your inventory immediately. It doesn't say that anywhere. Okay, so guess what? Yeah, that is an unrealistic expectation. But why does this happen? It happens when a seller has the mistaken belief that all inventory should sell extremely quickly as soon as it's listed. Again, it's like listing is the end of your job. Like, I listed it, that's my end of the bargain. Why isn't the Amazon customer fulfilling their end of the bargain? Like, that sounds kind of exaggerated, but that's actually the attitude a lot of Amazon sellers have. It's pretty wild. Or two, it also happens because sellers are misinformed about how quickly an item should sell based on its sales rank. So people look at a sales rank and they don't understand it. So they go, oh, well, the sales rank's like 200, whatever, like 500,000. I read somewhere that's a good sales rank, so good must mean it must sell today. It is a good sales rank, but it doesn't mean it's going to sell today. And so the disastrous consequence of this is that people panic drop their prices way too soon. Or, even what's actually even worse, they just decide this Amazon selling thing sucks. It doesn't work. It's a scam. And they just abort, right? This happens all the time. It's the wildest thing. So I can't stress enough. Don't panic. Like, you got inventory for sale. Just chill the heck out. Relax. Go take a walk. Go live your life. Especially for an FBA seller, you don't even have to think about it. Amazon takes care of it, right? All you have to do is reprice. That's all you have to do once you list inventory for sale is just reprice it consistently. Say once a day. That's it. It will sell. As long as you're doing that, it will sell. As long as you didn't screw up, the sales rank decision. In other words, if it's ranked 4 million, that's fine, but that might not sell for a year, right? Okay. Mistake number 6 I see Amazon sellers making is not understanding Amazon fees. Now, probably this is the one that's like the least common. Like, most Amazon sellers sort of get this, but it is still a common mistake that I see. And it's not hard. Amazon fees aren't exactly simple. They're not a flat rate. It's not like 25% flat rate, right? There's variable fees and fixed fees, etc., but they're not that hard to understand if you just study it for a few minutes. So if you're selling on Amazon right now, either you're newer or you're not newer, and you've never really taken the time to really get acquainted with Amazon seller fees, or you still think they're just a fixed percentage, which it's wild how long Amazon sellers can sell and not realize that it's not a fixed percentage. If you haven't taken the time to understand this, just go spend a few minutes and do this right now, and I'll tell you how to do that here in a second. But when you don't understand roughly what Amazon will take out of a purchase, out of the sales price, and you don't understand other selling expenses like your inbound shipping costs if you're an FBA seller, long-term storage fees, etc., you can actually end up losing money. It's crazy because I've definitely talked to sellers like this where it's like, Peter Valley, I sold this book and I lost money. Amazon actually took money out of my account. I lost money. Or they go, hey, I've invested like $1,000 in inventory and I'm only getting $900 back. And it's like, yeah, like you didn't understand. Like, you think it's not mandated by the universe that you make money simply because you list something for sale. Like, if you list it for $5 FBA, Amazon will take money out of your account. That literally is the math. So you got to understand that. And it can literally put you out of business. Okay, how to fix this? Just go to the Amazon revenue calculator. Just Google Amazon revenue calculator and just start running random items through the calculator. And just start looking at, run high value items, low value items, understand the difference. And you're never going to memorize Amazon fees. You're never going to be able to know, okay, if I sell something for $10.86, what's the exact profit? Or the exact payout, because obviously it's weight-based and blah, 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 right? You can get a rough idea, and so you just want to get a sense of it. And that's really, really important. Now, yeah, it's true that your scan app will tell you this stuff, but it's important to also understand. Okay, mistake number 7 that I see Amazon sellers making all the time is pricing too conservatively. This is kind of similar. This is not really the same. It's actually not the same as the panic drop price I talked about before. But I'm talking about price too conservatively with your initial price. Like, thinking if you're an FBA seller, you need to compete with Merch Fulfilled, or just being like, oh, well, maybe I don't have as much feedback as other sellers, so I need to underprice everybody. All these are mistakes. Don't be an insecure pricer. This mistake is the product of what I call low seller self-esteem, where people are like, well, I'm not as good as other sellers, so I need to underprice them. Or Amazon customers aren't going to like me as much. Maybe your feedback score is only 94%. And you're like, oh, other sellers have 97% feedback score. Other Amazon customers are not going to like me. It's this low seller self-esteem that I see all the time, where people think that they have to underprice other sellers. So this is where so the result of this, you price your inventory too low, on the subconscious or even conscious belief that no one's going to buy your inventory unless you, again, underprice everybody, right? So here's how to fix this. I have a repricer template. Now, this would apply to manual repricing just the same. So if you're not using a repricing tool, this will still have value to you. It's basically a formula on how to reprice your inventory. Now, this is a formula that's designed to raise your prices. A lot of sellers actually disagree with this formula, but I can tell you this will make you more money than if you're underpricing everybody for sure, okay? But the most important thing is, even if you don't copy this template exactly, it will help you understand like the concepts behind why I chose this template, why I designed it the way I did. And so you can actually get a sense of like, okay, well, maybe I don't agree with it exactly, but like I understand the general principles. And so you can apply that to your own pricing formula. All right, you guys, that's it. Let's recap. The top 7 mistakes: not understanding scouting out numbers, scanning too much or too little, overloading on software too early, ignoring Amazon sales rank, freaking out when something doesn't sell right away, not understanding Amazon fees, and pricing too low. Honestly, you guys, if you can avoid these mistakes, it's basically impossible to not make money on Amazon, okay? Okay, so you guys have a 4-part mission. Are you ready? Mission number 1, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I will put you on the Epstein list if you don't do it immediately. Mission number 2, download all the free stuff you see here, FBAmastery.com. You can build a whole business off of simply going to FBAmastery.com and entering your email address. And what I will give you in return for that, you can build a whole business out of. Mission number 3, you need a repricing tool. I built the best one out there. Trial is free, neuroprice.io. Mission number 4, take what you learned in this video and go make money with it. That's it, you guys. This is Peter Valley signing off, and I'll see you in the next video.